It is now 10:04 and the Brazos County Commissioners Court will come into regular session on November 4th, 2025. The pledge and invocation will be led by Commissioner Bentley Nettles.
If you bow your heads, most Heavenly Father, we come to you in prayer today. Thank you for this country, for our state, and for our county. The opportunity to voice our concerns for this meeting and by voting in today's election. Lord, we lift up this court and ask for your wisdom. We ask for your blessings on all the employees of our county. In Jesus Christ's name we pray, amen.
Amen. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Good morning. It is now time for agenda item number 2, call for citizen input and concern. Today we have 2 individuals. First, Stephen Pearsall. Stephen, please state your name and the precinct you reside in. Thank you for being here this morning.
Hey, good morning, Judge Commissioners. Stephen Pearsall, Precinct 2. First, I'd like to thank you for the workshop this morning on the consultant contracts. I thought it was a very good workshop. But I'm going to encourage you to go a little further. I think there's more that we can do there. And specifically, I'd like to, on these term contracts for the county, to define what happens when a contract reaches its expiration. If it reaches its expiration and staff hasn't brought it back to the court for renewal, or if it reaches its expiration and the court fails to act, then what should happen to that contract? And I believe, since these are term contracts, as long as it doesn't have to do with essential services provided by the county, that those contracts should expire, that the consultant should stop working until either a new contract is put in place or it goes back out to competitive bid. So specifically, the ITS contract came up in June for renewal. The court tabled it and did not act. The contract expired on July 31st, but we still continue to pay the consultant $15,000 a month. Just at your last meeting, you guys approved that payment for September for that consultant, so they continue to operate now for several months without a contract. Upon expiration of a contract, in my opinion, there's no formal relationship for the county to continue to make those payments. So I look forward to hearing more and seeing the amendment at the next meeting, but I hope you guys will continue to appreciate the transparency that you guys have shown in the past. But I think there's more that we can do here, and specifically define what we do when a contract expires. Thank you.
Stephen, thank you. The court now calls Peter Michelina. I do all right?
Thank you, Judge. It's Michelina.
Michelina.
Close enough. We're good.
Please state your name and the precinct you reside in.
Yes, sir. Peter Michelina from Precinct 4. Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, Judge. Thank you all for having me. Thank you for the purchasing meeting. I wanted to just talk on that quickly as well. Some of the things that were interesting regarding that is the renewal periods is the same thing that I want to discuss as Stephen just did. One of the interesting things that came up during that is it's saying that the conversation with the contractor came up that if you do not increase your rates, we do not need to bring it before. So if you don't want a 5% increase on your fee, then you can go ahead and maintain the contract. I feel like that is disadvantageous to the county. I think that a lot of things change between 2, 3, 5 years, and getting competitive bids on a frequent basis can improve the services, maybe save us money as well. One of the things that came up also, looking at the numbers, is that we are currently at 384 contracts. So in 2013, we had, or that's 4 times as many as we had in 2013. One of the curious things I was wondering about is how many of those companies are the same that we have maintained those contracts with that entire time. I mean, if you think about 5 years ago, we were during COVID, technology has increased, prices changed, cost of goods change. So if these companies are content with maintaining their price, then I think that there's there's benefit to be gained by citizens here by reassessing those contracts on a more frequent basis. One of the things as well is the individual audits for these contracts. There seems to be a large amount of them. How often are they reassessed on a yearly basis? Is it something that just comes up because this contract had a problem, or for example, ITS, where it just continues to continue month to month, where you keep spending this money, but nobody stops and looks at it? I'm sure that the amount of workers they have, I'm not sure how many workers they have, to be honest with you, but do they have enough workers to individually assess these contracts, I would say monthly, yearly, making sure that we're getting the value that we are paying for with each one of these? One of the things as well regarding the local companies, Commissioner Brown had a great point regarding incentivizing local companies. It goes back to the same thing. If the renewal is going back to a company that's had it, how are we incentivizing local businesses if they know if they can't match these prices of national companies or larger companies? How are they going to stay competitive? How are they going to grow? Again, I'm not saying that citizens it shouldn't be to our detriment, right? If there is a better company on a larger scale, then we should go ahead and use them. But there could be growth at the local level that can pop up within the 2, 3, 5 year span. And then one of the things is, when was the last time that we canceled or assessed one of these contracts as not being needed? Because it seems to be continuous growth over the last, 12 years. If we keep increasing on every year, when was the last time the Commissioners Court went ahead and assessed if these contracts are still needed, how we could roll these in together, maybe find ways to save money over the period of time for the taxpayers? That's all, Commissioners. Thank you for your time.
Peter, thank you so much. Excellent points. Moving to agenda item number 3, discussion and consideration of possible burn ban extension. The court now calls Jason Ware, our emergency management coordinator. Jason, thank you for being here this morning.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Jason Ware, Emergency Management Coordinator for Brazos County. Did some research this morning. Our drought index levels are on the rise. Currently, on the low side, we're at 301. On the high side, we're approaching 600. County average is about 435. With that being said, we did get some beneficial rain a couple of weeks ago, but depending on where you are in the county was dependent on how much rain you actually got. Our drought monitor for the entire Brazos County is still abnormally dry, with the drought slowly creeping to in from the west, from Burleson County. Currently, Grimes, Washington, and Burleson counties all join us with still having a burn ban in place, with Madison County, Leon County, Robertson County lifting theirs. I did speak with all 4 ESD chiefs this morning, and they all are in agreement that we should extend the burn ban, with the caveat that the Commissioner's Court or the judge can lift it at any point. We do not see any forecasted heavy rainfall in the near future, so the wildfire concern is still there. So it is recommendation of myself is to extend that burn ban.
Jason, will you please, before I call on Commissioner Watson, to expand on the conversation we had last Tuesday when Leon lifted theirs and the high lines sparked?
Yeah, so a couple of the counties around us have been fighting wildfires all weekend long, last week as well, and it was as simple as it wasn't necessarily a control burn that got out of hand. It was just a power line sparked and caused a large grass fire that damaged several structures as well in some of those counties. So it is still very dry. The ground underneath may be nice and wet, but the vegetation is starting to dry out, and we're seeing those drought numbers go up every time they release one every morning.
I just wanted that point of clarification. Sorry,
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Watson, please.
No, just wanted to say, number 1, nice jacket.
Thank you, ma'am.
Number 2, so I'm habitually, from when my child was in little bitty in school, I watch the weather every morning, and I see where they're predicting abnormally high temperatures for this next week, which will also impact the fact that no water, and it will continue to dry out.
That's correct. Yeah. So the temperatures are going to be running in the mid 80s for at least this week. Next week, I think we have some reprieve where it's the low 70s again, which we will take. However, with these periodic cold fronts that are coming in, on the backside, the winds tend to increase and the relative humidity goes down, which creates a very bad wildfire situation. And so that's what we're starting to see in some of our counties to our west, is that those cool fronts are coming in and then they're burning a lot of acreage because
Yes.
of it.
Commissioners, any questions, concerns on continuing the extension of the burn ban?
I'm
Commissioner
gonna-
Condola.
I mean, between what Mr. Ware is saying and four chiefs recommending continuation of it, I would certainly be in favor of that.
Do we need a motion in a second? Okay, we have consideration to
So-
extend the burn ban.
Motion to extend the burn ban, understanding that the court or judge can change that if weather permitting, if we need to change it.
Second?
We have a motion, a second. Commissioners, any further discussion?
Don't we need a second?
We did.
Oh, Bentley
We
did?
Uh-huh.
You, Bentley.
He was quick on the draw this morning. There being no more discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. The ayes have it. Thank you for that. Agenda item number 4, approval of the following official public bond.
Move for approval A.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. Commissioners, any discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. The ayes have it. Agenda item number 5, approval of the following appointments to the Board of Managers of the 911 District with term effective January 1, 2026. A. Fred Brown, B. Lloyd Wasserman.
Move
Move to
for
approve A and
second.
B.
Well, we're just happy to approve stuff today, aren't we?
We have a motion and a second, and the court is overjoyed with the enthusiasm for motions today. Any further discussion?
So
There being
Lloyd
none.
Wasserman is a previous county precinct commissioner, precinct 1. So
Correct.
I
Yes, sure was.
Heartily endorse him.
Well, and
Fred, I'm not so sure about.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Thanks.
Fred has a lot of experience with 911 with motorists calling in his driving habits. So
Oh, this is just wrong. I'm going home.
Commissioners, thank you. Any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. The ayes have it.
Thank y'all.
Thank you for serving.
mhm.
Agenda item number 6, approval of the following appointments to Homeland Security Advisory Committee to fill the unexpired terms of Trad Mills and Arthur Davia, respectively ending March 31st, 2027. A. Laura McGrath, Emergency Management Coordinator, City of College Station. B. Paul Torres, Public Health Emergency Preparedness Manager, Brazos County Health District.
Move for approval A and B.
Second?
We have a motion and
Oh,
a
thank
second.
you for letting me do that.
You're welcome.
Any discussion?
I just want to thank Trad Mills has been involved, donated a ton of time to the county for health and safety in many different avenues. And Arthur Davila, same. Thank y'all both for your service.
Absolutely. Commissioners, any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same side. The ayes have it. Agenda item number 7, approval requested for the nonprofit organization application for Brazos County inmate work crew labor to provide maintenance and cleanup services at the Brazos Valley Veterans Memorial Site located at Veterans Park and Athletic Complex on November 7th, 2025.
Move approval.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. The ayes have it. Agenda item number 8, approval requested for the nonprofit organization application for Brazos County inmate work crew labor to assist Radio Mash Toy Drive Incorporated in December 2025. Our
Move to approve.
enthusiasm is gone. We
You
have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Commissioners, any discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. The ayes have it. Agenda item number 9, approval of the following job description, Road and Bridge Clerk.
Move approval?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yes. Is
Commissioner
Ms.
Nettles.
Salazar here?
Jennifer
Yeah, so I have a
Salazar.
question on this, item 9 and number 10. We're in the middle of a comprehensive benefit survey. It seems to me we're making their job harder by taking these two actions. Is that not correct?
Ms. Salazar, with Human Resources.
Yes, yes and no. The good thing is we're in the middle of the JDQ process right now, which we have an announcement on the agenda a little bit later. So these changes are being incorporated into the JDQ responses that departments are submitting. So it's okay that some of these changes are happening, but our request is that they stop going forward. And that's something we've talked to Judge Cassell about as well. The tax office request, one, yes, she is elected, so she does have the ability to make those changes. In addition, the request came in prior to the JDQs going out. So all of that is being incorporated as well as prior reclassifications that have been submitted.
Both of these came in before JDQ?
Before the JDQs went out, yes. Yeah, so we're good.
Well, for example, in the case of this one where they're wanting to hire a person, so isn't it a balancing act to be able to
Correct.
say, okay, we have work that needs to be done.
Correct.
It's going to take a few months for us to finalize that study and put that in place.
Mhm.
Therefore, work can't go undone, so it's sort of a juggling act or a balancing act to not fill a position or to make some changes to continue the operation of the county's work.
Correct. And specifically with this job description, I was talking to Prathana before CORE, it hadn't been updated since like 2012, 2013. So they did need to get this job description updated so that our posting reflected the actual work that this position would do.
Okay.
So, yep.
Thank you. Commissioners, any further questions for Ms. Salazar? Jennifer, thank you.
Thank you.
So we do have a motion and a second on agenda item number 9. Any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Agenda item number 10, request from the tax office for the following personnel changes with effective date as of November 8th, 2025. The change has no impact to the tax assessor's fiscal FY 2026 budget.
Move approval A through F.
Do we have a second?
You're saying this has no impact to the assessor's budget? I'll second.
Change has no impact to the tax assessor's fiscal year 2026 budget.
And per our HR director, this elected official has,
The
she can do
ability
that.
to do this.
She can make those changes.
Yeah, I seconded.
So I have a motion and a second. Commissioners, any discussion? Commissioner Brown?
I still don't like it. It's like we're backdooring these changes before this official study is done, and this official study is gonna be back the first quarter of next year. We did the same thing last week with information technology, and if we let one group in, then we're gonna see other groups between now and the time that this study is complete.
But it
Well,
does,
and the
but the
stated justification for doing this is to provide merit bonuses, which this court specifically voted not to give merit bonuses this year.
That's right.
these are not merit bonuses.
Well, when
These
you
are-
look at the
these are
paperwork, that's what she said.
But the study has clearly said that once they come in and they do an assessment of these positions, it could be that the titles should change and the salary step will change. So it doesn't mean that if we make these changes now, that they can't be course corrected by the assessment of the study.
Have you ever gone back and told somebody that you gave a raise to 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, well, I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to adjust your salary
Yes, I
down?
have seen that happen in Brazos County.
That's a good way to lose an
I
employee.
have seen that happen in Brazos County. That's part of the reason that I am pro having this study done, because I have seen that happen because of the way that the step group process works. If a person is in a position where the salary becomes out of line with people that are currently in that position, they have stopped that person from being paid literally as on payday. So yes, I have seen that, and I don't think that this is going to create a problem for the operation of the county and how we assess these current positions.
Well,
Commissioner Conrad?
for purposes of just the discussion and transparency, it was stated that these two items, 9 and 10, were done before the surveys went out. Also, our head of HR just said, talking with Judge Cassell, we're gonna not have these continue to come forward while the study is taking place. So I agreed, I had the same concern you did, Commissioner Brown, till I just heard that these were submitted before the surveys went out, and we won't continue to see changes like this come before the court. again, not campaigning one way or the other, just stating those two facts were made in this discussion.
Commissioners, we're on agenda item number 10. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign.
Aye.
By a motion of 3-2, the motion carries. Agenda item number 11, approval request to issue U.S. bank credit cards to the following employees with a credit limit for each $1,000 for conferences, travel, and other department-related expenses.
Move for approval A and B.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Commissioners, any discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. The ayes have it. Agenda item number 12, approval requested for the fiscal year 2026 revision of the capital improvement plan policy.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Commissioners, any discussion?
So why are we doing this when we've also have a strategic plan in the works? We've hired a consultant, paid him lots of money.
The budget officer, Nina Payne, is available for comment. Ms. Payne, thank you so much.
And then we
Good
could also have
morning.
Ms. Turner come up because I have some questions about the auditor's role in this.
Oh, definitely. So the strategic plan is not the same as a capital improvement policy. They're two different things. Once the strategic master plan is completed, we can intertwine them two. But the background for a master plan, for a capital improvement plan, it's pretty much a rule book or a framework that governs how capital projects are identified. The master plan will not identify what those projects are. And it also helps us help the departments understand where the funding's coming from and how to plan for a capital project. The master plan will not have that in there. What a master plan does is a long-term vision or a roadmap. And so both of them will intertwine, but they're two different items.
So you have to go through the capital plan in order to get to the strategic plan?
And they should interlock. You should have your strategic policy as well as what the Commissioner Court identifies what is strategic. Let it be safety, let it be roads, and then we base what the strategic plan is on the capital plan. So they should be intertwined, but they're two different policies.
Is this something we review and approve every year?
We haven't reviewed and approved since 2022, and so that's why it's being revised, as well as if we're going out for debt, we need this. It helps our rating.
Is the only reason we're approving it is we've gone from 5,000 to 10,000?
One of the rules, yes, and so the capital asset policy was approved last Tuesday to bump it up from 5,000 to 10,000, as well as we do not operate as what we have when the original CIP policy was created back in 2012, and so a lot of things have changed since then, and so we're trying to restructure how we operate today.
Okay. So I did have a question about the auditor's role in this. So
Ms.
you're
Turner,
on the committee?
Yes.
You're on the committee?
On the new policy, it looks like yes.
Okay, so have you ever attended one of these meetings before?
I actually, my very first week here as Assistant County Auditor, I sat in on all the capital projects submissions.
Okay.
We did it in a workshop roundtable.
So you're an independent auditor for the county. That's your role, which is a dual role with the commissioners. My concern is if you're part of the decision-making process on capital assets, how are you still independent?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I know from in the past, in that decision-making process with the prior auditor, basically it was, is a value over the capital improvement? Do we need to put debt on it? How are we going to finance it? Presenting all those options and making sure there's a voice in that process.
And all that makes sense, but my concern is it's not articulated in this policy. And we probably need to adjust the policy to reflect your role as a reviewer, not part of the decision-making team.
Okay, if that's what the court wants to do, I'm sure you guys can come up with that with the budget director.
You want to table that so we can work on that a little more, Commissioner?
Yeah, I would move to table this and revisit that policy simply because we need you out there as an independent auditor, making sure where our left and right limits are, and I know that you're going to do that. My concern is, if it's not in the policy, sometime down the road, if you're not there, someone else may decide that they're really engaged in this process and want to participate in the decision-making, and we lose that objectivity of the independent auditor role.
Sure, okay.
So,
I think that's a fair point.
So we do have a motion and a second, so we need to rescind that. Who made the motion?
Commissioner Nettles made the
no,
motion.
I made a motion to
Table it.
No, but do we have a motion?
We had a motion to approve.
A motion to move with a second, and so, okay, so Commissioner Conlon needs to rescind his motion, correct?
Oh, sorry, got it. Yes, you're right. I'd like to rescind my motion for approval, as I have seconded Commissioner Nettles' motion to table.
And do you rescind your second?
Sure.
Do we need a second on the, or are we clean now? Bruce, are we clean?
I think we had a motion to table and a second.
Right,
We did.
we have a motion to table by Commissioner Nettles, and a second by
Me.
Commissioner Conlon. Commissioners, any discussion on the motion to table? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same side. The ayes have it.
Yeah, I think that's easily
Agenda
fixed.
item number 12 has been tabled. Moving to agenda item number 13, approval of the following policy revision effective fiscal year 2026.
Move for approval A.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. The ayes have it. Agenda item number 14, approval requested from Road and Bridge for renewal of the field agreement with Texas Wildlife Service Program for the control and/or removal of nuisance animals, mammal, rodent, pest, from various dam structures in Brazos County from October 1st, 2025 to September 30th, 2026.
Move for approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
This is very important when you're talking about flood mitigation and keeping people safe. So happy to always support this.
Thank you, Commissioner Conlon. Any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. The ayes have it. Agenda item number 15, approval of the following fiscal year 2026 community support contracts.
Move for approval A and B.
Second.
Commissioners, we have any discussion? We have a motion and a second. There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. The ayes have it. Agenda item number 16, request for approval of the final plat of Lake Milliken Estates, Lot 14R and Lot 25R, being a replat of lots 14 and 25. BBB and C Railroad Survey, Abstract 85, Brazos County, Texas site is located in Precinct 1.
move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Commissioners, any discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same side. The ayes have it. Agenda item number 17, request permission to enter private property owned by Nader Faithy at 5903 Wild Horse Run, River Run subdivision. County will repair erosion and install rock riprap to protect roadway and lessen future erosion. Site is located in Precinct 1.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Commissioners, any discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. The ayes have it. Agenda item number 18, consider and take action on Brazos Wi-Fi utility permit to directional bore 4,600 feet of fiber optic conduit within the right-of-way of Cherokee Drive for internet services. Project also includes one road bore. Site is located in Precinct 1.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Commissioners, any discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same side. The ayes have it. Agenda item number 19, request from Brazos County Municipal Utility District 1 and Southern Point LLC for acceptance of the following Southern Point roadways into Brazos County road system.
Move to approve A and B.
Do we need to read the pursuant?
No.
No.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Commissioners, any discussion?
A lot of activity down in Precinct 1.
You are the agenda today. Commissioners, any discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same side. The ayes have it. Agenda item number 20, tax refund applications for the following.
Move for approval A through D.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same side. The ayes have it. Number 21, budget amendments.
Move for approval A, B.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Commissioners, any discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same side. The ayes have it. 22, personnel change of status.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Commissioners, any discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same side. The ayes have it. Number 23, payment of claims.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Commissioners, any discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same side. The ayes have it. Agenda item number 24, we will not convene an executive session today. It has been removed from the agenda. Agenda item number 25 also removed. Moving to acknowledgements on agenda item number 26, acknowledgement of the 2025-26 budget to actuals by fund as of October 27th, 2025. Acknowledgement of the 2025-2056. The 2025-2026, there is a typo in there on line 3, contingency budget to actuals by the end fund as of October 27th, 2025. Agenda item number 27, acknowledgement of the fiscal year 26 to 2030 capital improvement program. And agenda item number 28, the monthly report from the county attorney's office. County Attorney Earl Gray is here. Thank you, Mr. Gray.
Thank you, Judge. County Attorney Earl Gray, thank you all for having me here and allowing me to talk a little bit about our figures as well as some of our
Can you speak into the mic, sir?
programs. I'm sorry. Can you hear me now? Okay, all right, sorry about that. So, my office prosecutes cases not only in the 2 county courts at law, but also in the 4 JP courts. We also take care of mental hearings as well as protective orders here in the community. Year-to-date disposed cases are 10,032. Year-to-date fines and fees, which were paid and collected, are 563,000, and that's for the county courts. Although I will not be going into or talking on any specific cases, I have been asked to visit with you all on some of my specialty programs. And although we're fairly limited on time, I'll likely only speak on the Veterans Treatment Program. The goal of these programs, or these specialty programs that I have, are not only to take care of the specific needs of that probationer, to take care of any kind of counseling, things of that nature, but also to reduce recidivism and also increase safety in the community. The Veterans Treatment Program, studies have shown and we have found that unless we address some of the underlying issues such as PTSD and some of those things, these folks may not be successful on probation. What we have found is that, again, these studies have shown that there can be mental issues, there can be substance abuse issues, and if we just run these folks through the system as some of the other probationers, they're not as likely to be successful. The Veterans Program is geared and specifically takes in veterans as well as folks that are currently in the military service. And these are folks that have either PTSD or some type of mental disorder which has affected their criminal behavior on the particular case that they've been charged with. And so, if they qualify, they've got to go through a vetting process. We have an application. I reviewed all of the initial applications for probably about a year, and then I've handed that on to my other assistants, and so they're involved in that as well. What we've also found, some examples that we found in the community, that some of these folks with some of these special needs, they may be self-medicating, so to speak. Instead of taking potentially medications, authorized or prescribed by a doctor, they're self-medicating with drugs and sometimes substance abuses. There's multiple conditions and things that they have to go through to successfully complete this program. And so this is not a free ride. They have to do additional things that other probationers are not necessarily going to be required to go through. And there's a big reward at the end, and I'll talk about that in just a second. There's multiple conditions. One of the key conditions is that that veteran connect with the VA, and that they also obtain proper evaluations and any kind of necessary treatment. There are numerous additional conditions, and I'd be happy to go through all those, but we're looking at about 20 or so conditions on most probationers. You add about another 6 or 7 to the Veterans Treatment Program. It's a lot that they have to go through in order to get where we're about to talk about at the end. Now, again, I'm not going to go through all these conditions unless you want me to. Now, if a veteran successfully completes this program and they take care of all their treatment issues, all these conditions of probation, then they have an opportunity to keep their record clean, which is also important because, certain jobs may require certain things, and for them to be available or to have that opportunity, they can't have a criminal record. And so that's sort of the carrot at the end of this deal. And so I'd be happy to answer any questions in regards to this program. If you'd like, as time goes on, I'd be more than happy in other commissioner meetings to speak on some of the other specialty programs, just to let you all know and the community know what we're doing here in the county attorney's office. So I'd be happy to answer any questions.
County Attorney, great. Thank you so much. Commissioners, any questions for Earl? Commissioner Brown?
Yes.
I'm just curious, what percentage of these veterans in this treatment program are from counties other than Brazos County?
These are only going to be individuals here in Brazos County.
Only Brazos County?
That's correct. And Commissioner Brown, I can tell you, going back in time, this has been a significant process to get where we're at today. And it was requiring individuals to actually go out of county and to get this treatment at a Veterans Treatment Court, since we don't presently have one here. And so it was problematic. I had at least one, I believe, that was in San Antonio that I worked with the defense attorney, and we were able to get him into that Veterans Treatment Program there. And so I can tell you, in coming up with this program, again, I've vetted this thing for a good 2 years almost. Commissioner Nettles had an excellent study. He spent a significant amount of time on that a few years ago. In fact, one of my assistants, Elizabeth Zwiener, is also a veteran, and she participated in that study as well. And I looked at that study, and I took that study seriously. And I would say probably called and researched on the internet probably about 12 to 15 different Veterans Treatment Courts just to see what their programs were. I tried to keep mine, for lack of a better term, down to the bare bones. I don't want to add a bunch of unnecessary things that, one, it may be unlikely that the defense counsel is even going to accept it. We're only part of this puzzle. And, if we do not get these other stakeholders involved, for example, the defense attorneys and the defendant, they're just not going to accept this. So we can have all these wonderful programs out there, but if the defense is not accepting it, then we're not making any progress. So yes, I don't know if that answered your question.
I have a question.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Whether the resources.
Commissioner Watson?
So I remember when I first came on the court, there was discussion about this. And one of the issues, like mental health issues in general, the access to resources, a lot of the resources we don't have here in Brazos County. And if I remember that one particular case that went to San Antonio, it was because we did not have anything in Brazos County. So that was the reason that person had to be treated out of in San Antonio and Bexar County. And so my concern, my continuous concern is there's a lack of, number one, mental health resources in Brazos County in general. And then in this case, it's somewhat special. The cost of resources, the availability of resources. So you're bare bones, and that's just probably just barely skimming by on the possibility of what you can do, in addition to some of the resistance to offering those services to those individuals.
Yeah, yes, ma'am, and I would agree with Commissioner Watson. We have limited resources here. I wish we had more. That being said, it also takes proactive looking into resources. When I was a defense attorney, I was a defense attorney for 17 years. I've been prosecuting now for 10. I was in the DA's office for 5. The general consensus was we just didn't have these resources out there. We didn't have counselors. Well, I went down to the VA and spent a few hours, and they do have resources. They have counselors that can address PTSD.
But not here in Brazos County.
Yes, ma'am. In Brazos County, off of
Rock
get the
River.
road. Yes, sorry about that. Off of Rock Prairie. And so in addition, you know, we have MHMR services, and I spent several hours over there with Carly going over some of those things. And so those are opportunities as well we can attempt to get folks in. So I would love to have more opportunities, and I can tell you, especially at the misdemeanor level, I'm very disappointed in the resources that we have in this community for mental health. It's very frustrating,
Right.
you know, as well as substance abuse, you know. This has been an ongoing concern, and, you know, we're much more limited on the misdemeanors. You know, on the felonies, there's an opportunity to make it a condition of probation that the person go to safety, which basically is a lockdown facility for 9 months to 12 months. But that opportunity is only for felonies. There's ISF, intermediate sanction facilities, that are offered for felonies only. We don't have that opportunity. And it's very frustrating, you know. We're continuing to look for those resources, and I'll continue to do so. But what you
But I
brought,
think the need far outpaces the access.
I believe
And
so.
Whether you're a veteran or not. I
Yes.
just note that, and that's unfortunate. But that's not just limited to Brazos County.
No, that's correct.
statewide, nationwide, that the resources for mental health
Yes,
are
ma'am.
sorely lacking.
I believe so, and I agree with you. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Commissioner Watson. Commissioner Conlon.
Well, this is a much bigger topic than I think a lot of people might, and you're just too calm about it. What y'all have done and the research you've done is absolutely admirable. When General Nettles brought his group together and recommended that we have a way to take care of our veterans that might need help so they don't become justice involved further and go down what is a predictable spiral, rather getting them the help they need, you taking that on is something I greatly appreciate. I've talking with Judge Hilburn, with Jarvis Parsons, I've spoken with Pam Robertson. I mean, these are people that are all here that want to see our veterans succeed. The self-medicating that you mentioned, I mean, that's, gosh, if you're dealing with issues and not getting the help you need, self-medication is something that's predictable. And then perhaps a DUI or other issues that come from that are predictable. Now you're justice involved. Now you can't get a lot of jobs. Well,
Yes, sir.
not a lot of employment opportunities are closed to you now. And it's just a spiral for the men and women that have, you know, kept us free and stood in the breach for us. So I love that you're doing that work. I love that there's a carrot and a stick. The carrot is very important, but people out there need to understand if I were to go have one too many or what have you and get a DWI, I would have fines and penalties and court costs, potentially incarceration. So do the veterans. But they have an opportunity to do double what I've got to do to deal with the legal mess to keep themselves from continuing down that spiral. And so the work that you do, Earl, greatly appreciated. The work that others in Brazos County do to help our veterans, greatly appreciated. And speaking with Judge Hilburn, there was a talk about, you know, not with Hilburn, but in the court, both the court in 2020 and the court now, about a veterans treatment court. The public should understand the number of cases is smaller in Brazos County, though we do have a lot of veterans, but those that would qualify for a court, that's smaller. So creating the court would be very expensive. So dealing with them without a court is what you're doing and what others in the county are doing. So where we don't have an officially a veterans treatment court, we do have treatment for veterans offered through working with you, working with these other folks, and resources are limited. You understanding that and giving them the chance to go for those limited resources, again, greatly admired. The veterans deserve this help. I'm glad to see your office and the work that you've independently gone and talked to the VA and research you've done. Glad to see y'all addressing that. That's a big deal. I'm so glad to hear that from you today.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, I'll just
Commissioner Nettles.
echo that and thanking you for the program and the outreach for veterans. I think that's the first step, really. But I do also think that there's an opportunity here for our county as we grow larger to develop a veterans treatment docket so that we centralize those efforts to help our veterans. Because I literally can say, there before the grace of God go I, with some of these veterans. And if we can keep them from going down the path of ending up in the system where 60% are going to recidivate versus 13% out of those, the Veteran Treatment Court and Veteran Treatment Programs like you guys have initiated. And I would like to see us to be the hub of the Brazos Valley for all the counties around us. Get federal funding to help us do that for them though, so that we can then provide those additional mental health services for our constituents. But thank you for what you're doing and look forward to hearing more about the numbers going forward.
Thank you.
And just one final,
Commissioner Caldwell.
a discussion with Judge Hilburn was, again, if the court is too expensive, perhaps like Commissioner Nettles said, the docket, Thursdays at 4:30, his court has available for these issues. Mr. Parsons, I'm sure could speak on that too. But I don't think we have to necessarily create a court, but we can sure create a time where these cases are heard and dealt with. And you can call that our Veterans Treatment Court if you want, but without the big financial implications of a new court, maybe we spend that money on programming and mental health, or at least working more with our grant writer too, who does a fantastic job for those mental health resources. I think a lot of people are talking about this now, and it just gives me so much joy to see y'all working on it over in the other big building.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Earl, thank you so much. Welcome to the agenda.
Okay, thank you all.
Agenda item number 29, another report from the District Attorney's Office. District Attorney Jarvis Parsons.
He has a little bitty note.
A little
Hope it's
bitty
short.
Yes, absolutely.
You have a long memory though, huh?
Yes. So I just wanted to update you just a little bit about what we've been doing over the month of October. Last time I came, we talked kind of like a yearly to date outlook in terms of cases. In October of 2025, we indicted over 175 cases and disposed of over 229 cases from October 1 to today. In terms of trials, we had a number of trials. I just want to go through just two trials that were particularly important that we saw this past month. Both of them were aggravated assault trials, and so obviously the difference between myself and say the county attorney's office, they deal with more cases than we deal with, but we also deal with the severity of cases is a little bit different. It's a little bit higher. We had two cases where individuals were shot. And the first one was, the defendant was a man named Mr. Pfluger. He essentially was going to a party, a wedding, and the victim at the case had gone over to his apartment complex, and the defendant, for whatever reason, decided to hurl some racist and homophobic slurs at him, and then he shot him. And he shot him not once but twice, and then tried to shoot him again, and then had a standoff with the police in order to stop the police from coming in to get the aid to this particular victim. Because of the nature of the crime, we charged him with aggravated assault, but we also said that he had selected the defendant because of bias and prejudice, and the jury met, and it was a long trial. Jessica Eskew and Ryan Golden, two prosecutors in our office, tried a fantastic case against a very good defense counsel over a week and a half, and ended up getting a 20-year sentence. The defendant was, because he had never been arrested before, was eligible for probation all the way up to a first-degree felony, which is 99 years in prison. They looked at everything and gave him 20 years in prison to basically cover not just what he did, but the reasons why he did that. The thing that's in between the lines that you don't see that doesn't come out in the newspaper, is that one of the things that we've done in our office is to try to develop experts through our own cost and not have to go out of county to try to go find experts. So key in this particular case was not just the things that were said on the scene that the victim talked about, but the phone was downloaded by the defendant's phone was downloaded. And on that phone, which was downloaded by Ken Sykes, who was in our office, the police did an initial download, but then we went back and looked at the phone and did reports on the phone, and there were over 200 text messages that were racist and homophobic text messages that were used in the trial to over 36 different people that gave a full picture of this. And now this type of testimony would usually cost us somewhere between $7,000 to $12,000 to be able to do that. We were able to do that for free for people who were trained in our own office, who we sent off to training at our own expense. And so they did a tremendous job on that particular case, given the fact that the defendant had zero criminal history, and the jury spoke very loudly and very plainly that hate does not have a place in Brazos County. The second case was an aggravated assault case involving a defendant named Jason Franklin. Now, Jason Franklin's case was a little bit different. This was a roommate dispute between the victim and the defendant shot the victim in the shoulder area, top shoulder, but was about an inch away from his neck and could have killed him very easily. In that particular situation, what is the sentence was obviously something that was published, but the thing that many people don't know about is our prosecutors, while we had witnesses at the time, Brazos County is a very transient community, and so we could not find many of the eyewitnesses to the particular case. And that didn't stop us in this particular deal. Caleb Beecham, one of our prosecutors, and Kevin Capps both tried this case. And even without many of the witnesses that were there at the scene, were able to secure a guilty verdict from a Brazos County jury. And then Judge Hilburn in that situation looked at the defendant's criminal history, which was different than the first case because the legislature, if you have been to prison before on 2 or more occasions and you've gone in and out and in and out, your punishment now has been increased to a minimum of 25 years up to a maximum of 99 years or life in prison. And in that particular case, the judge set his punishment at 40 years, which was a just verdict given the violence that he had had before this and the harm that he had caused in this particular case. So I wanted to talk about those cases, just to talk about the things that go on, that the prosecutors who work hard every day that you don't see on a regular basis, the nights and weekends that they spend, the experts that come in to kind of illuminate cases for a jury, to try to make things very clear. But it was good work all around by the people in our office. And so that's just some of the things that have been happening in October. We had 6 jury trials. I'm just highlighting 2 of those right there, along with the number of disposed cases. So I'm open for any questions if you have any.
Thank you, Mr. Parson. Commissioners? There being none, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Agenda item number 30, monthly report from the Public Defender's Office. Nathaniel Wood, good to see you this morning.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Commissioners, for this opportunity to continue sharing with you what we are doing in the Public Defender's Office. I want to just go back and refresh your recollection about some things, or this may be new information for those of you that are new to the court. But the Public Defender's Office is a department of the county government that's established under Texas Code of Criminal Procedure 26044. It provides appointed legal counsel for people who cannot afford to hire their own attorney who are charged with a crime in Brazos County. So why that matters is that both the federal and state constitutions require that if the government is going to prosecute someone for an offense that they could be convicted of and incarcerated for, then that person has the right to competent legal counsel. And that is not only a right that protects individuals, it protects the fairness and credibility of the entire system as a whole. Furthermore, prosecution of a case cannot proceed without defense counsel. So in Brazos County, most of our clients in the Public Defender's Office are our neighbors, people who live and work right here. Many of our clients face combined challenges of poverty, of mental illness, of addiction. And our goal isn't just to shove their cases through the system. Our goal is to work with our clients and get them out of the system and keep them out of the system. We do this by addressing issues that drive repeat contact with our law enforcement and courts, and we try to connect people with treatment that they need and resources that will stabilize their lives and provide community support where it is appropriate. When the right to counsel is carried out well by a county, it shortens jail stays, it prevents wrongful convictions, it leads to fair and timely resolutions in our court, and also importantly, it keeps our justice system credible, efficient, and humane. To go back briefly, in 2022, Brazos County was awarded a 2-year grant, 100% no matching funds of $1.86 million from the Texas Indigent Defense Commission. That was money that was provided to the county to establish a public defender's office in response to 2 pressing needs. The first of those needs was a sharp increase in the number of criminal cases pending on the dockets of our local courts. The second was a shrinking pool of qualified defense attorneys that were available to be appointed to those cases. And so just to give you an idea of what that pool looked like from 2019 to 2022, when the application was submitted to TIDC, the number of available attorneys was cut approximately by half. And that's from retirements, that's from attorneys passing away, that's from attorneys that just stopped doing the work. And so you can see when cases rise and the number of attorneys fall, cases get overloaded, attorneys get overloaded, dockets get overloaded. And so this shortage left the judges of our county courts at law and our district courts with fewer options. And when you have fewer options, you have longer jail stays, you have more pretrial hearings, you have less attorney-client contact, and the overall quality of the representation goes down. So the PDO was created to stabilize our defense system, to move cases efficiently, and to ensure every person that is entitled to counsel actually receives it. If you don't know, the Public Defender's Office has an oversight board, and Commissioner Watson sits on that board, as does the county judge. And this board keeps our office accountable to the community. The Commissioner's Court appoints the board, and the board includes representatives from the judiciary, from local government, the legal community, as well as the public. It provides oversight on our policies. It gives us guidance on our representation, and it has a lot of say about what budgeting priorities are recommended to the court. And so this is a structure that's in place to ensure transparency and fiscal responsibility, as well as just sound governance for within our office and within the county. So the PDO is a constitutional safeguard, and it's also a smart investment in Brazos County's justice system. It saves taxpayer dollars by reducing jail costs, preventing costly errors in court. It streamlines appointments. It leverages outside funding, and studies have shown overall that the holistic model of defense that is employed by the Public Defender's Office reduces recidivism. So the county's support for and the choice to move in the direction of a Public Defender's Office is not about leniency, it is about stewardship. When people receive fair process and meaningful help, they are less likely to cycle back through our jails and back through our courts. That's good governance, and it is smart on crime. I would love to answer any questions that you may have about our office, our caseloads, or anything else that you might be curious about.
Nathan, thank you so much. Commissioners, any questions for Mr. Wood? Commissioner Conroy.
I love that. It's about lenience. It's not about leniency, it's about stewardship. Thank you for making the public understand more about what your office does. We don't want them involved in the system. We do want them out being productive members of society and not tied up, and it costs the taxpayer a lot more money when y'all don't do your job well. So
Yes, sir.
thank you for further explaining that to people. I think that's well said.
Thank you, Commissioner.
And I would dare say, I was
Commissioner
just
Watson.
thinking about how all of these, from the county attorney, the district attorney, and of course your office, and I would even include the sheriff in that, as Sheriff Dickey looks up at me. I would dare say, because one of the things, sometimes when the sheriff comes and he says our head count for this week is, et cetera, that is part of the process, in that how quickly through all of these all of y'all that are interlocked, interconnected, how quickly are you getting folks processed? Because sometimes their jail stay is may be, and again, I'm still learning, tied to how fast, all of the parts can come together, from finding a defender, an attorney, to how the district attorney office, all of those things are interconnected. And so I think that as the system becomes more refined with what you do, in addition to the other components, that will help alleviate some, not all, some of what happens with the jail and the jail population. So again, I have learned a lot being on the advisory board for the Public Defender's Office, and anything that we can do, you talked about being humane. I know I heard one county person saying that the citizens don't think that they should build a new jail, just put them in tents and that seems a little bit inhumane, even if they've made bad choices. I'm glad that Brazos County doesn't subscribe to that, and that we do all that we can to provide fair justice to individuals, and for those who make unfortunate choices, there are consequences to their actions. But Brazos County will be humane and try as best they can to do it in a fair and practical way.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioner Watts. Commissioners, any further questions? Mr. Wood, thank you so much. Agenda item number 31, announcements of interest and items for possible future agenda topics. We'll change things up and start on my left. Ms. Watson.
Okay, so today is election day. I am a proponent of voting, so please go out and vote. I understand there's some questions about polling sites. If you don't know where to go vote, there's brazosvalleyvotes.gov. Go out there and look that up if you're not sure where you can go. In terms of accessibility, if you're in a certain part of the community, where can you go if you don't have time to go back to your community? Find where to go vote, and please, please, please exercise your right to vote. It makes me so sad. I think I heard voter turnout for early voting is low. That breaks my heart. That you have in my opinion, a civic duty to go vote, and the numbers of people who are voting is so low in Brazos County for this particular election. Hopefully, it'll be better for the for the midterm elections. But please, people, go vote. Get your family and friends out. Tell them to go vote. The polls are open until 7 p.m.
Thank you, Commissioner Watts. Commissioner Brown.
Yes, sir. I'd like to have a future discussion about Brazos County resources that surrounding counties use. I know we discussed this about our new medical, or what do you call it?
Medical Examiner's Office.
Medical Examiner's Office. We don't have any contracts with any of the surrounding counties, and hopefully they're all going to be using our facility. But there's things that surrounding counties use of our resources that we need to look at and see, is there possible contracts and money that these surrounding counties can pay Brazos County? So I'd like to have that discussion at some further time.
Duly noted. Any other announcements?
Just one
No,
clarification.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
You good?
Yes, sir.
Oh, right. Moving to precinct 2, the
Cool kids.
cool kids. Commissioner Condola.
Just clarification, that website, if you want to learn where to vote and what is on your ballot, it's brazosvotes.org.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. It's easy. I was getting the habit of saying Brazos Valley everything.
No, I thought I said .gov and it's .org. I couldn't remember. I knew it was when we pull up Brazos Votes, it'll come up.
So yeah, brazosvotes.org, and then just everybody, go out and vote. It's not too late to do a little reading on the amendments if you want to learn more about that. I think there's school board for folks that live in the ISD boundaries, so a lot of things on the ballot.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Commissioner Condola. Commissioner Nettles.
So I'd just like to recognize College Station High Schools. Both College Station High School bands are headed to state next week. So
Excellent.
great accomplishment. Again, they did that last year. They're doing it this year. Also, just remind people, my fellow servicemen, Monday, the 10th of November is the Marine Corps birthday. So please find a Marine and console them. Second is Veterans Day, the 11th. So we honor our veterans for their service. It's part of our community, part of our nation, and it's a good practice. So please go out and recognize Veterans Day.
Absolutely. I have a few reminder to all employees and department heads and departments that the job description questionnaires are due November 7th. These JDQs are the foundation of the study and will help ensure that Siegel has the most accurate information for their analysis and market comparison. This is an important step in making sure our pay plan reflects the real work being done across Brazos County. So please take the time to complete yours. that is due by November 7th. We will have a special called session this Thursday at 10:30 in Commissioners Court. Hope to see you all here. Also, I'd like to introduce our new friend Charles with IT and AV. He's up here looking spiffy, but I want to thank the IT department, Charles, for helping make this court session run smoothly with the computer and all the new information technology, IT, that we've inserted to help Aubrey and Cheryl and team. So thank you so much, Charles, for being part of that. And Monday is the annual chamber banquet. November 10th, we'll be honoring the Citizen of the Year, former State Rep John Rainey, and our Volunteer of the Year, Jason Cornelius. So hope to see you at those events. It is now 11:09, and the Brazos County Commissioner Court on 11:04 is adjourned.